54th ISUPK Passover Raleigh Convention Center. It's called H1 Join us when I start.
Big shine, big glow. I'll be gone till November, let my bitch know. I'm back by the window, bubbling like Crisco. I need my pockets all swollen like a lymph node. Talking out the side of your neck, get you a slit throat. I stay broke, don't care if I got $1 million. Looking down on me, I put your brains on the ceiling. Fuck kicking down the door, we about to demo the building. Fake cats all in these groups, I wonder who ya. Shoot ya, off your pulpit, hallelujah. 4-pound gun young and down like it's a cougar. On my feet, combat boots, or is it Puma? Words spreading around about me, none of it rumor. All truth, very big facts. Very large caliber on very small cats. Compact pistols, ladders, and all that. About to throw the switch in the Nina for rapid fire. Got the 5.7 equipped with the magnifier. Boom shakalaka equipped with the rim rocker. We ain't really got beat. Yeah, Ramak with a bench shot. You the best rhymer. Synth pop and Big Papa. Big llama, big juice, I'm Big Jamba. Quarter tank of gas, I'm not a big chopper. In my shot, not in
Because he stood up with the Most High, and he's standing up with the Most High. He parted the Red Sea, and the entire nation of Israel walked out of slavery.
One West bedded, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart, one West when I'm finished, one West when I start.
This is the Raleigh Convention Center. It's a big lobby too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Convention Center, taking it to the next level, worldwide.
Yes, sir.
So these are the 2 escalators.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yep. It's 2 here.
Coming
So
up.
we'll be in A and B.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So A and B. So we'll have from here to the back there. So
Coming
the
up.
restroom.
So A and B.
Yeah.
Okay.
So from here, I believe.
They said that corner, that corner, that.
Huh?
From there,
Yeah.
it won't be done.
Hey, let me tell y'all something, brothers and sisters. Okay, I want you to understand. I want you to understand something, and why this is so important. Because when Satan tried to overthrow the truth, it was but a handful, and I mean a small handful of brothers that came together. Big shout out to General Muhammad, General Maya, General Haas, General Shalmar, General Kathumgabon, and General Q, and all the captains and soldiers that came through, and all the beautiful sisters. It was just a handful of brothers. Satan thought to overthrow this truth, which is why we've been coming together for 54 years to promote this truth, and why you got to be here, why I want you here. I'm just telling you straight up. You know what I'm saying? This ain't even a promotion. This is why I want you here. Take a look at this. Give me a panoramic of this right quick. All the way around. And once again, this is a mark of what this truth has done for us and what the Lord have done for us. This wasn't done by man. This was the Most High doing this, because he handed us this truth and we held on to it. And it's a beautiful thing. And I can't wait to see y'all April 1st. It's going to be amazing. Oh, man. This is just what we need. And I see why they said that we needed that level of sound. Because to reach this room, to fill this room, you need some serious sound. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right here. Let me see. You want in here?
Appreciate it.
Yep. So this would be the male dressing room.
Male dressing. Oh, it's nice size too. Okay. Yeah. All right, fam. This is a perfect male dressing room. You got bathrooms over here, showers. Turn around. You can take a look at that. I'll get in here and get set up. So do exactly what you need to do. You know what I mean? And once again, it's deserving of the brothers who have been so strong to hold us down for you to be just as strong and join them April 1st. It's an amazing thing.
That's it.
All right.
Oh yeah, hey there.
Look at this wonderful, wonderful kitchen. So big shout out to Shaquana Pod. Your work is in good hands. Can we do a circle right quick? See how wonderful your work is to center plate. Handle their business. Thanks for allowing us to put you on tape. Showing what a great kitchen and a great operation this is. So I look forward to seeing everybody come on in, man. It's going to be amazing. April 1st, Raleigh, North Carolina, y'all. We at the backdrop of the convention center. We right across the street, doing it straight up in the Hanover room. Take a look at this room. Now they're gonna work this whole thing out for us. Jerome Muhammad's class will be rocking on the level. And I mean, I'm standing in this room and the temperature control system in this room is absolutely off the hook. So it's gonna be comfortable, beautiful, fully decorated, ready to go. This is it, fam. We worked hard for this. We worked hard to get here. So let's get it on. Big shout out to General Muhammad. Big shout out to the class he puts on, smoking as usual. And, you know, it's going to be beautiful to get up in here, man, and do our thing. Also, Feast of Unleavened as well. We'll be getting together, bringing this brotherhood and sisterhood together. We got to fight to bring the 12 tribes together. You ain't going to bring the 12 tribes together without a battle. You got to go to war to bring them together. Christ said, bring them two sticks together and tie them together. Everybody make it out, man. We doing it up April 1st, man, the whole week. Whew, it's going to be beautiful. All right, yo.
Yes, sir.
Like anything, if you want to accomplish anything, especially in the truth of the Most High, you warn against all the spirits that would like to see you destroyed and like to see it fail. But through the grace and mercy of the Most High, great men have stood the test of time to create great things for the Most High. And this is no different. This is no different. This is a war and a battle to bring this truth where it should be. And boy, the men and women in this truth are continuing to do an amazing job. So see y'all out there. War up April 1st.
Shalom, Israel. And when I mean Israel, I'm talking about the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. The Lord's 54th annual Passover is going down again this year, sundown, April 1st at 500 South Salisbury Street in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Downtown Conventional Center. It's got enough room for all of us. The Lord's 54th annual Passover. Last year, brothers and sisters showed up from all over the world, rocking ancient garments and glorious apparel in order to serve the Most High in Christ. Now, it's that time again. Commander General Yohana's putting out the decree for all brothers and sisters to show up sundown, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. Join us at the Sheridan in Raleigh, the hotel right downtown. It's at 421 South Salisbury. The Passover is right up the block at the convention center, literally within walking distance. Make sure you pull up. Make sure that you do your due diligence because rooms are going fast and they are limited this weekend. You understand? We have months in advance of preparation. Do not wait till the last minute to get your room. The Lord's 54th annual Passover, Saturday, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. Join us there.
It's about time, sending curses to them enemies.
I'm just hoping to just really have fun today. This office party that we're having.
Yeah, don't have messed up, no. Bad news is to beat your home, nigga. Yeah.
Go on, get on that ass real quick one time. 140 to 4, bitch.
Run that shit up, Chase.
They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me whole guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. Wait up, let me make a call right quick. I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about anymore. I need a Vaseline like my Nina Puffer bar. Took a sock, watch the door. Matter of fact, lock the door. Any problem, let them come. We gon' snatch they soul like Shane Shaw. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Harper. Try to hope it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Told them boys we taking over. Call them up like set the date. This shit a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitches came from Whole Foods. Told them put on that top 3. Then bring me my house shoes. Don't make excuses, make moves. These niggas ungrateful, gotta show them UPK rules. I'm making hits like I can't lose. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me whole guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the fart. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our core. Yeah, I just got off the call. I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas, get your knife and your fart. They ain't locked in with the cow, then when you speaking to me fart. Yeah, I just took the floor. Ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign. Tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion. They can see the outcome. Get them niggas bad, got them tied down and out there. You can't do with them steppers. Niggas been down since day one. We run up the bands, bitch like Dylan. They say you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I read that bitch just like a horse. Yeah, about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, we whole guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this low, so that bitch is either or. I told you niggas, you ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our car. And I just made it go. We gon' start another war. Yeah.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So that you said that they put millions of my actions. Yes, you said so. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber put pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacle set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe the slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
remorse in my blood slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cocktail. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is dish served cold, I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. That was designed fire for our babies to pass through in the day of our king's reign. I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
Someday you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Yeah, just a headband for the brother. All right. Okay. Let's see. Let's see something. Yeah, for now. All right, we go ahead and clap it up. We about to start. The Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. It's obviously Yaramach. We're getting ready to hold down a Tuesday Brotherhood class. You understand? Teaching our brothers and sisters how to live amongst each other, how to deal with each other's problems, how relationships should stay together, how they should work, how they're molded. Any brotherhood, any scriptures, any questions that you have online, let's go ahead and get it ready in the chat. Anything in the room, of course, y'all know the deal. But we gonna jump right into it. I'm if I could, I want the brother here to pull Zephaniah 2:1 for me. We're gonna start there. Zephaniah 2 verse 1. Of course, we got the Lord's 54th annual Passover that's coming up. So everybody should be getting prepared for that. Get your dresses, get your garments, get all your fly gear, your hotel arrangements, flights, Toros, Enterprise, whatever you need. Go ahead and jump on it right now. I mean, I think we got like 9 days or something like that. Yeah, we ain't got no time. You about to go to sleep, and tomorrow's be time to hit the venue, get it rocking and rolling. So, let's get it on. Let me get go ahead.
It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Gather yourselves together.
Mm-hmm.
Yea, gather together.
Mm-hmm.
O nation, not desire.
Now, this scripture, of course, I pulled this scripture every brotherhood class, Lord allow, that I remember, because this is the basis of what this whole thing is about. You understand? Like for our brothers and sisters to live amongst each for our brothers and sisters to live in America, we have to learn how to live amongst each other. And that is what we've been lacking in the Black community. You understand? Like we've been trying to do what? We've been trying to get it how we live. We've been trying to, it's like a dog-eat-dog world. We live in the streets and in the ghettos, and we close-knit with our gang or with our street, our neighborhood, but we don't even know how to live with the other brothers who live, a block down. You understand? Like one of the most iconic, turns of King Von is not 63rd. We're not from 64. I mean, from 63rd, but 64th or 65th. Like, as cool as that may sound, and as hard as that may sound as a bar, like, of course, I love King Von for his rapping ability. But how stupid is that? That a nigga from literally one street over is already considered an op or considered to be less than you because of a street that he live on, when none of these streets are owned by black people. None of them. You understand? King Von don't own 61st, 62nd, 63rd, 64th, or none of that. You understand? They all owned by our oppressor. And our oppressor, you got to imagine how he thinks about that. Like, our oppressor, he purposefully built up these projects and built up these ghettos in a way to oppress you. And then as he sits up in his penthouse and his skyscrapers, he looks down on all of y'all talking about, oh, not from 63rd. Like, you got to imagine how diabolical and how evil he is, and then how proud he is that what he's done to you absolutely works. It absolutely means that, what he's done has made you hate each other. And now you hate people from 63rd Street, but you don't hate people from Beverly Hills. You don't hate them. You hate people from 63rd, but you don't hate people that live in Hope Valley. Them senators and them prosecutors and them police chiefs that live in Hope Valley, whose whole life is designed to make sure that your people are oppressed. But you hate a nigga from 63rd. That nigga probably ain't got no gang affiliation at all. He say he from 63rd Street, and you automatically got a distaste for him. That's stupid. You understand? But this is the class to fix all that. So if there's any other questions in the room, I'll take those. Any questions online, go ahead and type it in. Go ahead and finish reading.
Verse 2. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass, as the shadow, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you.
Before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, man. Like these scriptures, I know that eventually they start to get repetitive, and that's good. These scriptures are repetitive for a reason, that so that you could get it in your brain that this is what the Lord is getting ready to do. The Lord, like for all you Christians out there who claim that the Lord is a just God, after all of this murder and after all of the rape and after all of the lies that all across the globe we can all agree on. We all agree that the government is corrupt in America. We all agree that there's oppression and racism and all of that stuff. We all agree there's a tainted, dark history of America towards Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. Well, if we can all agree there, and then we all agree that God is just, then how is it that God will not punish this place for what he's done? How would that make sense? How can we read in the Bible where God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah and think it wouldn't destroy America? Think it's the Lord destroyed Rome. It destroyed ancient Rome and Greece and Babylon and Egypt. And yet we think that, America is just, impenetrable? America is just so far gone that it just can't be touched. You understand? But nonetheless, we're going to get into that. Keep reading.
Verse 3. Seek ye the Lord.
Seek ye what?
Seek ye the Lord.
Seek ye the Lord. You understand? Like what you brothers are doing. What you brothers are doing is righteous. You understand? You sought out the Lord. You seen that there won't no Lord in the Christian church. It ain't in there. Because it don't read like the Lord made us. He made Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. He made niggas. And so when you go in a Christian church, you already could tell that this just don't resonate with you. You could tell because it don't make sense. The gossiping that happens in there, all of the backbiting, the betrayal that happens in the Christian church, the lies, the fake showmanship. I seen a video of the other day of someone raising someone out of the dead from out of a casket. And it's all of that type of stuff just make you say, this obviously is not a real place. But then you saw out the Lord. You saw out men who could teach you how to be men and still serve the Lord. You understand? You sought out a place where you don't have to be emasculated to be in here. Like I remember when I first seen this, when I first seen them brothers, man, they was up in Charlotte rocking and rolling because the police killed that brother. I forgot that man's name. But Charlotte was on fire. They was rioting and everything. So the ISUPK came out there with Command General. I remember seeing them, and I remember thinking to myself, I was like, damn, these niggas is gangsters. The way they rolling, like, these ain't no, hey, how you doing, son? You know, you got to be soft, and you know, you got to blow on dandelions all day. These niggas were some hardcore, straight out of One West niggas, but they served the Lord. But they weren't gonna lie to you. They weren't gonna punch you and beat you up for no reason. They weren't gonna steal from you. They weren't gonna sleep with your woman. You understand? Or sell drugs to your mother. They weren't gonna do none of those things. And that was something that resonated with me, because every time I read about the Lord, it said that he was a man of war. It said that Christ won't want nothing to play with. You understand? But then you look at the brothers in the church, they look like pause. They look like them ones you could try. Yeah, come on.
You look like gay, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, them the ones. They look like them licks. You see, they be getting robbed. They ain't never look. Put this on record. Ain't no one ever robbed a priest and prophet in the UPK while he was teaching his class. But them pastors, boy, they be on the ground during a sermon with everyone in there. That just took me to a whole nother point. I ain't even think about this. How crazy is that? You the pastor, right? You supposed to be saving these people's lives. You supposed to be teaching them about God. They come to you with like they supposed to love you. And you telling me someone walk inside the church while you preaching, while your congregation in them seats, rob you and make it out of there alive? Yeah, you try that in here if you want to. You try that in the UPK, it won't happen. You know why? Because the men and women in those seats, they love each other. They love each other enough that you think you about to, I wish a nigga would. Try to come into class and try to do something to General Hyman or do something to Captain I thought. I'm gonna be right there at the door. Like, you thought you was getting out, didn't you? Yeah, you done walked into a graveyard. Go ahead and give it up. Give up the ghosts, as they say in the Christian church. You understand? Because we actually love each other in here. You understand? In the Christian church, it ain't no love. It's all a farce and a fairy tale and the Christian church is a big heresy. You understand? Filled with heretics and lies that people really, they don't even believe in. Obviously, because if they believed in it, they would have died by that pastor who got robbed in Canarsie, New York. They would have died by him. They would have went to war and fought them two men about him getting robbed in front of everybody. They ain't do nothing because they don't give a damn, because they know it ain't worth a damn to give. You understand? But not in the Israelite school of UPK. You understand? Keep reading.
All ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment.
Which have wrought his judgment, which is all of us. The reason that we in the condition that we in today is because of us. The reason why our grandmama live in a neighborhood and why we deal with gang violence and why we deal with drug addiction and being poor and homelessness and things like that is because of us, because of the decisions that we made for ourselves. Even in this lifetime, we've all made decisions more than less. All of us have made decisions that put us in predicaments or certain situations where now we got to live an even rougher life than what we were supposed to be living. But now it's a time to deal with those decisions that we made and to start to fix the problems that we made for ourselves. Keep going.
Seek righteousness.
Seek what?
Seek righteousness.
Seek righteousness, man. Don't seek nothing else, man. I'm telling you, if you love your life, you love your children, you love your family, you got to seek the men around you that's doing right. Otherwise, wrong is gonna keep happening to you. You understand? You want to have a wife to yourself. Everybody do. I don't know no man that want to share his woman, but you hanging out with brothers that all they talk about is having sex with another woman. How does that make sense to you? Like your homeboys talk about all day, I'm about to F his B. I'm about to F his B. I'm gonna take his girl. I'm gonna do that. You think they ain't gonna take yours? You think they ain't gonna go for your girl? Well, you just that nigga, huh? You just that nigga. You think they ain't man, no, them my homeboys. They talking about they homeboys that they ought to take their girl. You understand? That's the world that we live in. They selling drugs. They say I gotta get mine. I gotta do what I gotta do. What you think they ain't gonna do it to your mom? You think they ain't gonna do it to when your peoples fall short? When they get a little depressed, your little sisters, your little brothers, you think they ain't gonna do it to them? They done told you already they gotta do what they gotta do, and they don't care who getting away. So you continue to hang around that. It's only inevitable. It's only inevitable, man. So, but that's why the Lord is saying, seek righteousness, seek out men and women who don't live that way. I don't give a damn how poor I get. I ain't gonna sell you brothers drugs. I ain't gonna sell your family members drugs and give them lies and things to harm themselves. I ain't gonna do it. I'd rather just die. For me, that'll just be more honorable. And it's such a beautiful thing to just know that in my whole entire life, I'll never die as a drug dealer. I never will. I'll never die as a gangbanger. I'll never die as some thief robbing brothers in the street, being a stick-up kid. I'll never die doing those things. I'll die being poor though. I'll do that. That to me sounds a lot more honorable than to die being some wicked bastard who was destroying your people. And now your sons got to watch over their back because the people that you harmed and the people that you hurt, they got a vendetta against you. Now they got a vendetta against him. Now they got a vendetta against your daughter or vendetta against your cousin. King Von again. What was that? Like one of them last songs he made? When I forget the exact lyrics, but he basically had to off his cousin because he couldn't find Vaughn. That's the life we live. But you don't love your family enough to not live that way. You don't love your family enough. I think Lil Durk said you don't know nothing about having to move your family out the hood to deal with problems. Why you got to do that? Why don't we deal with problems as the Lord taught us to deal with problems? Why don't you go to that man himself and say, look, bro, what's the problem? What's your issue with me? You understand? Even in the streets, it'll be more honorable for niggas to go back to, look, I just don't like you, nigga, for real, and I want my one. And y'all take that to the back, y'all take that to the woods or something like that and handle it that way. Then after y'all done, y'all shake it out. No sweat, we good. We good. And then boom, think about how many lives will be saved. You understand? Next thing you know, you at the club and you, what up, nigga, taking a shot with him like, now you got problems in the street. He may see you about to get jumped and he do what? Nah, bro, he good. He good, or vice versa. You may see him like, nah, he good. Now you building a connection. Now imagine if all of us started doing that. Now you couldn't go nowhere and you couldn't go nowhere and be mistreated. You couldn't. Everywhere you go, it'd be a nigga you just know. It'll be like high school. Everywhere. Everywhere you would go. You walk in Walmart, it's like 30 niggas in there that's looking out for you. You go to any club, it's like 100 niggas in there that's looking out for you. And you looking out for them. That's what the Lord is trying to get us to understand and trying to get us to do. But we ain't going to be able to do that by following after the Christian church, because the Christian church breeds a spirit of selfishness. They don't breed a spirit of brotherhood in the Christian church, man, because they don't even teach us who our enemy is. Keep going.
Seek meekness.
Mm-hmm.
It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger.
Maybe ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. What that mean?
So I got it right.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, like if you are a person that, say, a person like a Gentile, you're probably a person that hides from the Lord when he returns.
Read it one more time. What is it saying?
It may be ye be hid in the day of the Lord's anger.
Remember, it's saying seek righteousness, right. Seek meekness. This is the order that the Lord has given us. So it's talking about Israelites, right? It says, it may be ye, it may be you, shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. What's that saying? That you will be hid in the day of the Lord's anger.
So it's lucky. If you don't follow the law, statutes, commandments, that you'll probably be one of the people that hide from him when he returns.
Nah. Remember, the Lord's anger is like, remember the when Christ come back, America gonna be like a lake of fire. That's what the lake of fire is talking about, right? Because when bombs is dropping on America, when we up in them chariots or whoever's up in them chariots, as they look down, all they gonna see is this landmass on fire. That's what the lake of fire look like. You ever seen them nukes? And that joint drop, and it's like that big circle just start expanding. If you from up top, it looked like a big ass. It's like a big ass. So get down. A big wave, right? Look like a big tsunami encompassing the earth. That's the lake of fire. Everything is on fire. But if you hid from that, that means what? Come on. You following the laws, which means what? So now that you following the law, and now you hid from that lake of fire.
Like everyone,
Mm-hmm.
you in here.
You in here, but now you hear from that lake of fire. It's a little bit more.
It's like
Mm-hmm.
you're righteous.
Meaning you ain't gonna receive the punishment that the brothers and sisters in the lake of fire are gonna receive.
Okay.
You understand? Like the Lord gonna start destroying everything, and He gonna hide you from that. He gonna put you under His wing. He gonna say, "Look, man, you over here. You come up here with me, and you ain't gonna receive the punishment that the rest of the world is gonna receive. You ain't gonna receive the punishment that T.D. Jakes received, or Eddie Long gonna receive, or Donald Trump gonna receive. You gonna be here from that. You understand? Any more on that? And give me Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 1. Right? So again, if y'all got any questions, just type them in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is the book of Obadiah.
Any questions in the room pertaining to anything? Y'all good? All right, no sweat. Come on.
This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
The vision of Obadiah.
Mm-hmm.
Thus saith the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
God concerning Edom.
All right. Now, what's this talking about?
Like it on.
Mm-hmm.
What's the Edomites?
Yeah, right. This thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom. So this is about to be talking about Esau. Of course, we know who Esau is. Esau today is Idumea, which means he who is wasted away, the red man on the earth, which is our oppressor, the Caucasian from the Caucasus Mountains, or Mount Seir, more specifically in the Bible, right? Esau, who became the progenitor of all of Idumea, right? So now the Bible is going to talk about them. What is in store for them? We're going to read. And this is what the Christian church does not teach us. And so if you don't know who your enemy is, then it means that you can live in a fairy tale where there is no battle because you think there's no one to fight. But in the truth, we're going to teach you who your enemy is according to God. Read what you got.
We have heard a rumor from the Lord,
and
an ambassador is sent among the heathen.
Ambassador is sent among the heathen. What is an ambassador? What is an ambassador?
This is the definition for ambassador from the Oxford Dictionary. An accredited diplomat sent by a country.
And a diplomat sent by a country, right? And so now it says that an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Keep going.
Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle.
So what's happening here? That diplomat is going to these countries and saying what? Rise up and let us rise up against her in battle. Who was the her in battle?
The Israelites.
Remember, this is concerning who? So who's this talking about?
Edomites.
Yeah. And the her is who? It's America, right? It's the daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed, which is in the Bible, right? So just to paint the picture, you have Muslim facts in the Middle East right now who hate each other. The Sunnis and the Shias, they absolutely hate each other, and they absolutely go to war with each other, and they absolutely will kill each other. But when the Lord moves the hands of these ambassadors, them ambassadors will go to the Sunnis and the Shias and say what? They'll say, hey, look, we hating each other, yet America is the one stealing all of our oil. We're hating each other, yet America is the one that is pushing Christianity within inside of our lands, right? And they'll tell the Sunnis and the Shias to do what? Instead of fighting each other, let's just go against America, right? China and Russia is going to do what? Instead of fighting each other, let's just join together and go against America. You've seen North and South Korea already do it. North and South Korea, you damn near couldn't even go beyond both borders. If you was in South Korea, you could not go to the north. If you was in the north, you couldn't go to the south. They hated each other. But eventually they had to put their differences aside to do what? So that they can prepare their armies to go against who? America. This is all this is about. Every Russia going against Ukraine, all of this is an arms race. All of them preparing for what in the Bible is prophesied as the Battle of Jehoshaphat. The Battle of Jehoshaphat is a prophecy that a magnitude battle would happen in Jehoshaphat, which is where? Can anybody guess? Where does all the war take place? Middle East. Yeah. America is going to send troops into the Middle East, and everyone is going to fight there. And that is what this is all talking about. So those ambassadors, they're going to start having the meetings. They're going to start telling their countries, well, we just need to go up against America in battle. Keep reading.
Verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen.
The Lord said, I have made thee small among the heathen. Right? Keep going.
Thou art greatly despised.
Everyone hates America. Everybody. Like, don't get it twisted. Don't think that America is only hated by Negroes here. Everyone hates America. I remember playing the Xbox, and some little French boy was like, oh, you American? Oh, we hate you Americans. We hate you. And I remember telling him, I was like, man, I hate America too. Like, you understand? Like, all Chinese people hate Americans. Africa hates America. The Russians hate them. They all hate America because America is the bully. It's the bully. He's the one that takes from everyone, gives to nobody, and it's just the rest of the world hates him. How many of y'all seen Rush Hour 3? Remember when Chris Tucker got in the car and Chris Tucker made him sing the American anthem? Why he make him sing the American anthem? Because he said, you Americans. He was like, you goddamn Americans can stand you Americans. So he made him sing the American anthem because no one likes America. The Bible said, I have made thee small among the heathen, and thou art greatly despised. Thou art greatly hated. These people hate you. Keep going.
Verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee.
The pride of thine heart. America's pride. You understand? The strong, the proud, the Marines. That is America. Keep going. And it's deceived them. Keep going.
Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
Thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rock. Where did them cavemen come from? Rocks. You understand? America's white, them devils, good idea of a good time is going up there and living in rocks. That's what they love to do. Some stone cabins and all of that stuff, and being naked outside in the woods. And I seen some white dude almost kill himself trying to swim underneath an ice lake. He opened up one end and opened up another end and tried to swim to the other side. His dumb ass got stuck and couldn't find the exit. About drown himself in the bottom of that lake. But that's what they love to do. They love stuff like that, to be up in the rocks and be up in the mountains where niggas, we don't really care for that. Like, if you ain't never mentioned nothing about living in no mountains ever, we would look at the mountains and say, yeah, that don't look cool. And no one would ever think to go up there. Nobody. Because you get close enough and all you hear is one, you like, back to the hood. Back to Walmart, back to goddamn Golden Corral or something, because I don't know what the hell that was. Them devils, they be in the woods and they'll see like a little hole this big, and they'll see some green eyes look out the hole in the middle of the dark. And what they always do in every single movie, they see a little hole this big with green eyes that looking and go back into the hole. What them devils do in every single movie? We gotta go inside. We have to explore. Let's go inside. That's what they do. As a nigga, what nigga do you know see a little hole and it's just like, we got to go inside of that hole and discover it. Y'all seen them what's them things called, man? It's like them cave tours, not tours, but like them cave routes where they be like on their body flat and there's no space. They gotta like suck their stomach in to get through certain parts. Y'all never seen that before? They be flat for hours and trying to maneuver through this thing. And one devil, he got killed. He got killed because he went inside and he fell down a little bit. And so now his neck was like this and his legs was on top of his body. And so when the ambulance came, they tried to pull him out because because all the blood had rushed down to his brain. Every time they touched his feet, it felt like they was chopping it off. So they couldn't get him out because if they would have pulled him out, his legs would have broke and he would have died anyway. They buried that nigga in there. He died inside that damn mountain, whatever. But that's them. They love doing stuff like that. You couldn't pay me to climb into no damn mountain. It's retarded, right? But keep going.
Whose habitation is high?
Whose habitation is high. For a city to be a metropolitan area, you got to have what? Skyscrapers. They love to build high. They love to see how high can we get. Keep going.
That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
He said, who shall bring me down to the ground? That's what America say. Who is better than America? Who can come up against it? This is Donald Trump. This is Donald Trump right in front of your eyes that the Lord is talking about. Keep going.
Verse 4.
Hold on. Before y'all read that, what is America's bird? I want you to answer. What's America's bird? The bird that's on the dollar bill.
So like it says the eagle.
The eagle. Keep reading.
Verse 4. No doubt, exalt thyself as the eagle.
As the what?
As the eagle.
As the what?
As the eagle.
Come on now. You said it, not me. That's their bird. They exalt themselves as the eagle. It's the national bird. The nation, not the state, not the state or neighborhood or county. The nation's bird is the eagle, and that's what they exalt themselves as. Keep going.
And thou, though, set thy nest among the stars.
And they do what? They go up in space, and they try to set up the Space Force, which is the base is in Cocoa Beach, Florida, right? And they set their nest among the stars. Keep going.
Thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord.
Thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. This is talking about our oppressor. You understand? And these are the things that is to become of our oppressor. Now, this is what they don't teach us in the Christian church. They don't teach us none of this. You understand? But it's very important that we learn or know about these things, because this is who our enemy is, because he is an enemy of God. You understand? Keep going.
Verse 5. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough?
Would they not have stolen till they had enough? Meaning, do thieves and robbers, do they stop at some point? When thieves and robbers go into the house and they see money, right? It's $1 million in cash. Do they stop and say, nah, let's leave them. Let's only take 10,000. We gonna leave, the rest of it for them. No, they don't. They gonna take and take and take and take. And if they could go to the car and get another bag and come back and fill up another bag, they would continuously take until there's nothing left. Keep going.
If the great gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes?
No, they wouldn't. And this is America. So the question here is to make you think, what change are you waiting for when it comes to America? What change are you waiting for when as it pertains to Esau? What you think that one day the white people is gonna wake up and just say, man, you know what? We was wrong. Y'all really are the greatest people on earth. Kawan, here is the paperwork. I'm signing over the whole corporation of Kellogg's to you. You now own Kellogg's. Young man CJ, I'm now signing over all of BP gas stations onto you because really you guys deserve it. And I'm gonna just go into the ghetto. Here's the keys to my house and my car. You give me your stuff, and we're gonna switch places because really we owe you. That's never gonna happen. That's never gonna happen. You understand? They'll never switch places with you. They'll never give you what you are owed for 400 years of slavery that our ancestors went through to build this nation. They'll never change their idea of you, because changing their idea of you means the downfall of their own kingdom. which it don't make sense. It doesn't. It like even teaching the truth. If I was a counselor for white people, I would honestly tell them, you have to be racist, idiot. Like, don't feel bad. Call me a nigga. You have to. That's what you have to do. You can't start giving away your resources to black people. If you give everything to black people, then they're gonna do what? They're gonna be over you then. Now your children gonna have to go to them for help. Your people have to go to black people for assistance and governing and things like protection. So for you to be able to keep your seat, to keep your place in this world, you have to be racist against black people. It's stupid to think anything else. It's absolutely asinine to believe that there is some kind of equality that can be gained from blacks and white people. It's dumb. You understand? For them to keep power, you can't have it. But I ain't on white people's side. I don't give a damn about them. For us to keep power, we can't give it to them. We can't love our oppressor and still take power away from him. Keep going.
Verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up?
How are his hidden things sought up? They're sought up because of all the hypocrisy that's taught inside of his religion. And these prophets in the Israelite school of UPK going out and teaching these scriptures. Like, you go to church your whole life and you ain't never even heard of Obadiah, never even heard of this book, but it's in here. You understand? Keep going.
Verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
All the men of thy confederacy have brought us unto the border. Keep going.
The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee.
The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. Give me that and get me Psalm 55 and 21.
I'm done. I'm done. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
It says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. Now remember, in Obadiah said the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. Read that again, Psalms.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Keep going.
But war was in his heart.
But war is in his heart. Meaning you'll find white people today and they'll say, hey, how you doing? How you doing, CJ? I really just, I'm concerned. I really care about you and I really love you. And I just want to make sure this, that, and the third, and this, that, and the third, and a whole bunch of yap. You understand? They make it sound like they love you. Why? Because they have to. They have no other choice. Y'all go to the club, right? Y'all go out to the parties. Y'all go to talk to women. Do you go to the women and say, bro, you really ugly as hell. Really, I smack you in the face for real. Let me get your number. No, that's stupid, bro. What you doing? You want to get a woman, you got to be what? You got to be smooth. You got to say all the lies, because that's what you're doing. You lying. You got to say, girl, you the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. Girl, I don't think I've ever seen no woman as pretty as you ever. Meanwhile, you just said the same line to a chick 5 minutes ago in the same place. But you have to be that way to convince her, to make her let her guard down, so that now she'll listen to you and trust you. Well, the oppressor is the same way. He wants you to be a good Negro. He wants you to be a good slave. He don't want you to stick him up and rob him. So what he say? Man, I care about you, man. I got black friends. That's why they say it. So they think I'm part of the game. I know a little Jeezy. I know how to rap a little bit. You understand? It's the same joke they do with school shooters. I'm suave right now. Y'all can just leave it right there, though. Y'all can just leave it with y'all. But and if you could grab me one more cup. This is an empty cup, Baba, sir. But they do the same thing with school shooters, right? Every time you hear about a school shooter, you say, I'm about to make friends with him. I'm about to go make sure he all right. Why? Because he started shooting up that school. You want him to look at you and be like, I ain't gonna kill him. The water. But I ain't gonna kill him because he checked on me the other day. It's the same thing the oppressor do, man. The words in his mouth is smooth as butter. It sound nice. Keep going. It sound good what he's saying.
But war was in his heart.
The war's in his heart. Keep going.
His words
Uh-huh.
were softer than oil.
His words soft, boy. You listen to them white people speak, you think they actually love you. You think they get a life for you, the way they be talking. And they talk with so much passion when it concerns minorities. They talk with so much love. They be up there in them panels, and we just really trying to help the children and this, that, and the third. No, you not. You ain't trying to do nothing for them. You understand? But push them to your lies and to make them, you understand, better slaves so that you can live happier in your country, so that you can live in a safer place. You don't really care about their conditions, which is why when there's a drug epidemic, you call it a war on drugs when it's dealing with black people. But when opioids start killing them white kids up north, you call it an epidemic in America, a pandemic in America. Because when it affects your babies, it's a problem. But when it affects our babies, man, it's just, we just a bunch of drug addicts and crackheads. That's what we are. Super predators is what they call us. Read that one more time, that last part.
His words were softer than oil.
His words soft than oil. Keep going.
Yet were they drawn swords.
Yet were they drawn swords, man. You understand? They drawn swords. It's war about him, man. And that's what you got to know. The same way you be in the club and you say you a Crip and you see a blood in there, and he may look at you and it just be neutral, like, I don't even know that nigga, but you always on what? You always on your toes because you like, I don't care if he think it's sweet. It ain't sweet. It ain't never sweet. Even if you not a Crip or a blood, you just a nigga in the club. You can't do what? You can't get caught what? You can't get caught lacking. You in here looking like a lick, getting drunk, turning up, throwing up on yourself. You a lick. You a bozo. You about to get done. Because it ain't sweet. You thought it was, but it ain't. But that's the mentality we have with each other. You understand? I thank the Lord for the ISUPK because at the Passover, it's going to be sweet. It's going to be sweet. You can get drunk. Don't be throwing up on yourself. But you get my point. Like, you could mark my words, the lost and found box this year gonna be crazy. You're gonna be looking at them pictures like, how the hell did that make it into the lost and found? It's a wallet with $1,000 in it. And all the money is still there. And it's in, you mean to tell me somebody picked this up and put it in there? And it happens every single year. Every year I look at the lost and found like, this don't make no damn sense. How did this make it? Diamond chains, rings, jewelry, wallets, all kinds of things that in the world you like. You know how niggas do? They like, I'm gonna get a nigga's wallet back, but this cash is mine. You can have your ID and all that other stuff. Not in here. In here it is good, man. It is sweet. You can let loose because you're around brothers that's righteous. That's why the Lord said to seek righteousness. So them things that happen in the world, it don't happen in here. But that is the mentality that we have with each other, that it ain't sweet. But when it come to white, when it come to our oppressor, everything is all good. Everything. It's like you could let your guard down. You understand? They get out their car, they locking the door. You get out your car in a white neighborhood, you got the top down, windows rolled down. I mean, niggas like, you gonna leave your top down like that? Oh no, this is a white neighborhood, man. Everything cool? Everything cool? Hell no. Hell no. You understand? Like they would say, we live in a white neighborhood. I keep them doors locked. Everything ain't sweet. Them white people taking babies out of houses, man, and taking them up to the mountains and cooking them on them wrong turn stuff. I don't know. You understand? So that's the mentality that we have with each other, but we don't have it with our oppressor. But our oppressor damn sure have it with us. Read that one more time from the top, all the way through.
There's a book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 21.
Mm-hmm.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
They were drawn swords, meaning behind his back, he waiting on you to let your guard down. He gonna tell you, he gonna end you. He gonna end you. You understand? Drop that. Go back to Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 7.
Okay.
All right. It was verse 7.
Okay. This book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee.
And they prevailed against thee. You understand? They beat us because we let our guard down. Hold on 1 second. All right. Let me see something. Hold on 1 second. Read that one more time.
This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid their wound under thee.
Yeah, now I'm looking for the scripture where it say that they be at war with a people that be at peace with them, but I'm not thinking of the scripture correctly. But it tell us, yeah, it speak about that. We usually use it with a Native American Indian breakdown, but when the scriptures say something like
You said they be at war.
that with those who be at peace, at peace with thee. I know I'm probably saying it wrong. I'll probably get it by the end of the class, right? But they are at war with the people that are at peace with them. Meaning, black people don't hate white people. We don't. We try to love them. We fight in their military. We stand for their national anthem. You understand? We join their politics. We join their movements. We join their pain for Ukraine. We join their pain for France. We love white people. We love everybody because we are peaceable people. You understand? And that's what America said. Hold on, that might be it too. Let me see.
Ecclesiastes 3:8.
Maybe.
Time to love, time to hate.
No, that's not it. Don't worry about it. There's too many scriptures to try to find the right one.
Psalms 120:7. Like talking about Deuteronomy 20:12. And you know, read.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 20, verse 12. And if it will make no peace with thee, but will make war against thee, then thou shalt besiege thee. Besiege it.
No, that's not the one I'm looking for. And sweat. You can drop it for now. Yeah, you can drop that for now. But the point is that they be at war with us and we be at peace with them. Keep going. In verse read that last part again with the bread.
They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him.
Keep going.
Verse 8. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom?
Is the Lord not going to destroy him? I mean, the Lord is a just God. Now, this the Lord speaking concerning Edom. He says, shall I not in that day destroy the wise men of Edom? Keep going.
And understanding out of the mountain of Esau.
And understanding out of the mountain of Esau. Keep going. Meaning everything that they thought they knew. Everything they thought was and is. The Lord going to destroy everything all the way down to what they even thought. Right? To destroy the lie that they used to put us in slavery, to keep us in bondage. Keep going.
Verse 9. And thy mighty men, all timid, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
That they may cut off by slaughter. This ain't my words. You know what slaughter is. If you slaughtering animals, you're doing what? Killing them. That's in the Bible. I mean, and it ain't for no reason. You understand? Keep going. Let's see why. Why has this got to happen?
Verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother.
For thy violence against thy brother. Keep going, Salaki.
Jacob.
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob. Remember, Jacob and Esau were brothers at one point, right? In the same womb of Rebekah. We were twins. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, right? And grabbing his heel came out the other, which was Jacob. And the representation of Jacob grabbing Esau's heel was the kingdom that was coming after Esau's kingdom fell. Meaning when Esau falls, our kingdom rises, right? And Esau is in his kingdom right now, right? And Esau was a cunning hunter. He was a man of the field. And it said that Jacob was a what? He was a man that dwelt in tents. That sound like who today? Niggas. Like Esau out there bungee jumping and skydiving and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Jacob is at home playing Xbox in a tent, chilling, not doing none of that. You understand? And that's the difference. But the Lord said that we would be enemies from thy bowels. From before birth, we were fighting against each other. You understand? And then even after birth, Esau and Jacob have been fighting against each other to this day. That's why the Bible says, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob. Keep going.
Shame shall cover thee.
Shame shall cover thee. How does shame cover Esau? How does shame cover him?
Should be cut off.
He wouldn't be shamed then. How do you shame someone?
By revealing their secrets.
What's another word for reveal?
The truth.
Shaming someone. Right? Another word. If you on Instagram and you shaming a woman, you doing what to her? Expose.
All right.
You exposing them. Right? They're being shamed. How? By being exposed for the things that they do. When we go out on the street corners, when them devils get down on their knees and they at the feet of the prophets, it's not because we're making them do it. It's not something that's forced. They're doing it because they're ashamed of who they are. They're ashamed of the people that they are. Now, a lot of people may have a problem with that. But let me ask you a question. How long has being black been shameful for us? How long has it been? Where you just know that I'm a nigga, bro. You ever been at your lowest low and you like, damn, I don't got no job. Don't nobody want to help me. Don't nobody want to rock with me. I ain't got no girl. I ain't got nothing. Everybody being funny towards me. And then after all of that low, you at the lowest low and you like, and on top of all of that, I'm a nigga, bro. I'm a nigga in America. I can't walk into no bank and get a job looking like how I look. I can't go into no corporate office and get a job at the front desk because I'm a nigga. I got tattoos. I'm black. I'm dark as hell. Ain't nobody gonna hire me. And it's shameful. You understand? They did them tests with them little girls back in the day, and they said, who's the pretty dog? Who's the ugly dog? They said the white one was the pretty dog. They said, who's the evil one? Who's the good one? The white one was the good one. They said, who's the criminal? Who's innocent? The black man was the criminal. And they ran that test over and over again. And it proved that for 400 years, it's been a shame to be black. So when you see them devils on their feet, ashamed to be white, you say, Barakathai Hawaii Hawashah, and most high in Christ, because you should be ashamed. You understand? For 400 years, we've been ashamed because of some lie you taught us. Taught us that our nappy hair was bad. Taught us that our dark skin was a curse. Y'all do know that, right? They taught us that our skin was a curse. Taught us that our nappy hair was a curse. That we were nothing but nigga wenches and nigga this and nigga that. Right? They taught us lies when really they should be ashamed because they really are a bunch of rapists. They really are a bunch of vile, deep, demonic, diabolical, just sinister. They're a bunch of sinister people. What people you know on the face of the planet? You can even the hardest, bro, the hardest gangster you know. Think of him right now. Think of the nigga in the hood that you know nobody messing with, and you would never think to mess with that nigga. Do you think he would cut a baby out of someone's stomach and use it for alligator bait? No. He's not doing that. You think he'll just kill a 3-year-old girl? No. He not doing that. And he the hardest nigga you know. But our oppressor, he'll do that to you. He'll take your body and put half of it tied up to a horse, the other half tied to another horse, and beat the horses until your body split apart. That's what they did to us. Tar and feathered us, laced us with tar and lit us on fire, and then put feathers all over us, and then took pictures. Come on, man. That's something you should be ashamed about. Keep reading.
And thou shalt be cut off forever.
And he's going to be cut off forever. Keep going.
Verse 11. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates.
Hold on now. Now this is heavy. We was just watching the documentary on the Trail of Tears, were we not?
Okay.
And what did that 9-year-old boy put in his recollection of what happened as they was watching the Native Indians be moved westward to different lands? That they did what? And they did what? As people was getting carried away, what did people do as a spectacle? I kind of gave it to you. They watched. They watched as if it was some kind of sport. As if it was some kind of like some kind of the most beautiful rain cloud you've ever seen. They looked at it for sport as we was being carried and pushed. The Bible said, but thou stoodest not have looked in it. Oh, it's like, nah. And it's like verse 11. And that day that thou stoodest on the other side, and the day that the strangers carried away his captives, his forces. That's what happened. They carried us on them Trail of Tears. They carried us into slavery, right? And you looked and you watched. So for all of them devils that say, I didn't have you in slavery. I didn't never have slaves. Well, you also ain't fighting to stop it. You understand? If someone come in here in this room right now and take a little girl, take a child, and you brothers sit there and watch it happen, are you not just as guilty? You just as guilty. If you in a bank and you see a little girl crying and some man with a black mask walk in there and like, get in the car, and you stand there and say, are you not just as guilty? If I'm the father and I found out you did that, I'm coming for you too. If I can't get them, I'm coming for you. Because you had an obligation. You may not have thought you had an obligation for whatever reason. I guess you thought that as long as no one was kidnapping your family, it was cool. No, but you had an obligation. And you stood and you watched. You allowed this thing to happen. You didn't fight. You didn't say anything. You didn't call anybody. You didn't even record. You didn't run outside and get the license plate or nothing. You just watched. And that's what these devils did. They watched, and to this day, they just watch. They come up to our camp and speak out against us and tell us to get jobs. But, God forbid they go in front of a police department and say anything. God forbid they go and protest in front of the Scorpion unit for Tyree Nichols. God forbid they actually go fight against someone who's actually hurting people. Well, we ain't, we got a microphone in the Bible. They got to fight against us as if we, hanging people or something like that. Right? But they stood on that other side, right? Keep going. In the day, the stranger, in verse 11.
Okay. In that day, the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates.
The strangers is our oppressor. He carried away his captives, us, and his foreigners, us. Right? Keep going.
And cast lot upon Jerusalem. Even thou west is one of them.
Keep going.
Verse 12. But thou shouldst not have looked on the day of thy brother, in the day that he became a stranger.
Go down to verse 13.
So come. Verse 13. Thou shouldst not have entered into the gate of my people. The day of their calamity.
They should have not entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. The day of our calamity is our struggle when we're low, and they enter into our gates and they destroy our homes. They don't have no remorse for us. They don't have no mercy for us. They just take and take and take and take, just like any robber, just like any thief, and they leave nothing. And the Lord said that they should not have done that. You understand? Which is why they have to be destroyed. This is why, you understand, this has to happen, because they did it to us. Go down to verse 15.
Okay. Verse 15. This book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the evil. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee.
It said, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Now take that and do what you will. But I know that the heathen have put us in slavery for 400 years. The Bible said, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. I mean, isn't that Christian? Don't Christians say eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth? Ain't that what they say? Well, if God is a just God, I ain't gonna say it. You can say it. Keep going.
Thy reward shall return upon thine own head.
It's gonna return right back on them. Y'all remember that, John, back in middle school or elementary school? Whatever you do, whatever I am, that's what you are. But whatever you say to me, back on you. They call you fat, like whatever I am, back on you. Karma, all that stuff. What goes around, come around. That's what the Bible say. That ain't on me, bro. That's God said. Whatever you did, gonna come back on your head. Drop down to verse 18.
18?
18, yeah.
Oh, God. This book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire. In the house of Joseph, a flame.
Meaning the nation of Israel, Jacob, of course, back then was the southern kingdom, the Benjamites, Levites, and the Judites, right? And the house of Joseph were the northern kingdom, Issacharites, Manassites, Gadites, Ephraimites, all of them, the Zebulunites, all of the northern tribes. Keep going.
In the house of Esau for stubble.
In the house of Esau for stubble, meaning they're going to get flamed on. They just going to get burnt to the ground. They ain't going to be nothing but stubble. Keep going.
And they shall kindle and them and devour them.
And we will devour them. Keep going.
And there should not be any remaining of the house of Esau. For the Lord has spoken it.
I love that part. They say there should be no more remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it. You know why? Because now I don't got to say what? I don't got to say, these ain't my words. That's the Lord said that. That's clear as day. That's clear as day. It said that there will be no more remaining of the house of Esau. So now let's say you want to be smart. Say, but how do you know that that's talking about white people? Blah, 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 blah. Of course, I can go and break that down. I can go through Genesis and all of that. That's fine. But if it ain't talking about white people, then who is this talking about? That would be my question. What? Who has been the biggest murderer on the face of the planet Earth if it ain't talking about white people? Who's just talking about the Chinese? I get the Australians. Who's talking about? They different tribes of white people. Right? This talking about specifically Esau. Yeah. Right? But who is this talking about? I mean, what? Like, I'm be real. Like, who this? The Hawaiians? The Hawaiians got this big punishment coming. The Hawaiians ain't put us, they did at one point, but they ain't put us in mass incarceration like Esau did. The Bible say that this is the daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed. You understand? This is talking about our oppressor. This is talking about Donald Trump. This is who this is talking about, and it's plain as day. And the Lord has spoken. And keep going. Like when we in the new kingdom, you're gonna be able to go into museums, and your children gonna say, Mommy, Daddy, what is that? You're going to say, oh, that's what a white man used to look like. And that's all that's going to be left of them. You understand? For the Lord hath spoken it. Ain't my words. That's the Bible. You got a problem with that, you better take it up with that. You understand? Or go, I guess, take scriptures out. That's what they like to do, especially Jehovah's Witness. They take it out of there for some reason. But no swear. Keep going.
Verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
And David the south shall possess the mountain of Esau.
Uh-huh.
And David the plain,
Mm-hmm.
the Philistines.
Meaning what? It ain't just about Esau now. It's talking about Esau. It's talking about the Philistines, which are the Hamites. The Philistines is who Goliath was. The story with David and Goliath, David was an Israelite from the tribe of Judah, and they were fighting against the Philistines, who had a war lord named Goliath. They stood about 10 cubits tall. A cubit is about the breadth of my arm. So he was about 10 of these tall. The nigga was huge. He was so damn huge that he had someone to carry his shield for him because it was so damn big. Pause. And David killed Goliath, which was an African. Keep going. Damn, Dabawan.
And they shall possess the fields of Ephraim, and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Gilead.
Gilead. Keep going.
Verse 20.
Come on, don't focus. You got camp, brother.
In the captivity of his host of the children of Israel shall possess the Canaanites.
The Canaanites is who? Who is Canaan?
Africans.
That's it. All right. More specifically, like the South Africans. All right, keep going. We lived amongst the Canaanites for a while in that area. We lived amongst them. They were around us, but they are Africans. They are not us. They are different from Israelites. They are they're Hamitic people. We are Japhetic people, or Shemitic people. Salaki. Japhetic people would be them Polynesians and Hawaiians and all of that stuff. Keep going.
Even too.
Hold on, let me see where you at. 20. Nah, this is just talking about the possession. Let me see. Yeah, you could drop that because Obadiah is just one chapter. Okay. One chapter specifically. Yep. Just so the record's clear. That's it. One chapter. That's it. If you go next chapter over, it goes to Jonah. Of course, you all know who Jonah is. All right. So now drop that. Give me Joel chapter 2.
Joel 2? Okay.
I'm going to go over this simply because this may be the last class before the Passover that I teach. I think I might teach tomorrow. It's possibly that this may be the last class that I teach. You said what? Nah, you probably that's up to Cap. Cap may clip it just for preparations of the Passover. Of course, Passover is being held this year in North Carolina, Raleigh specifically, but we got events in Raleigh and Durham. Got a lot of tours, Black Wall Streets, Stagville Plantation, a lot of history that's gonna be broken down. A lot of partying, man. Like the Passover, man. If you ain't been to a Passover yet, you in for a pleasant awakening when you get around them brothers and you get around them sisters. And I don't even know how to describe it. This you better not miss it. You're gonna see it all over Instagram. There's gonna be stories galore for social media. There's gonna be brothers getting together, sisters getting together, having the time of their life, man. So make sure you do not miss this Passover no matter what. If you got to walk here, you better get to walking right now and be here for the Lord's 54th annual Passover. You understand? But give me Joel chapter 2. Just start at verse 1.
This is the book of Joel chapter 2 verse 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion. It sound in the Lord in my holy mountain.
So now, Right? It's a prophecy. It's going to happen. Right? And Joel is saying, blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound the alarm in my holy mountain. The mountain is what? The nation, right? It's us. And the alarm is to tell us what? That destruction, that our enemies are approaching or danger is near. That is the point of our shafars, right? Our trumpets. Keep going.
Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble.
Mm-hmm.
For the day of the Lord cometh.
Mm-hmm.
For it is not at hand.
For the day of the Lord cometh, for it is not at hand. Remember, the Passover is about the celebration or the remembrance of the destruction of our enemies when the Lord freed Israel out of the hand of Pharaoh. When he freed us, when he freed us from the land of Egypt. You understand? Pharaoh had us in captivity. And when Moses pleaded with Pharaoh for our people to just worship our God in the wilderness for 3 days, that's all he asked for. He asked for us to have a 3-day weekend so that we can go out, worship our God, and then we would have came back to work. Right? A lot of you brothers are going to go through the same thing with your slaves. You're going to ask to get off just so you can go to the Passover. And your employer going to say, nah, not approved, not approved. Well, the same thing happened in Egypt. And when Moses pleaded and begged with Pharaoh to just let his people go, Pharaoh said no. So then the Lord intervened. And the Lord gave instruction to Moses and told him, you understand, to tell all of the children of Israel to put the lamb's blood on the front of their door, so that when the death angel came, that the death angel would know to not enter into that door, but to enter into the doors of the Egyptians. And the firstborn son of everything died in one night. You got to imagine like the terror happened that morning. Like imagine you are Egyptian, and you are your father's firstborn son, and then you got children, and you got a firstborn son, and so a woman wake up and her husband and her son is dead. You got to imagine the terror. The cows died, the firstborn cattle died, the mosquitoes, the flies. If a fly was the firstborn, it died. Everything that was the firstborn son in Egypt died because the Lord was fed up. And then Moses led us out of Egypt, man, and then brought us into the wilderness where he later on died himself after giving us the commandments, so on and so forth. But now here we are in remembrance of the Passover, and like times past, we in the same predicament. We in America trying to be let free. That's all we want. We want our own resources. We want our own government. We want to police our own cities. We want to be free to have multiple wives. Good night. Like just something simple as that. Like you telling me that a man can go and marry another man, but I can't just marry 2 women. I can't get papers with this one and then get papers with this one and papers with that one. If we both so choose, I've never understood that. If me and this person agree that we can do this, and then me and this person agree, then why are you stopping it? What's your problem? But then you turn around and let a man can become a woman and a woman can become a man, and then they can all get married and some kind of nasty, weird, intertwined. I don't even know what the hell you call it. I mean, ain't Dwayne Wade's son? What his name? What's his name? Zaya Wade. Zaya Wade is a boy who is a girl who is in a relationship with a girl who is a boy. That makes sense?
Wow.
That's the world we live in. Right? So all we want to do is to be set free. Like y'all go do your own thing. Y'all worship your Christmas and your religions and all of that, and let us have our thing. Give us back our culture. Give us back not to give us our culture because we'll give it to ourselves, but to remove this heretic that you've been putting on over our people and stop lying to our people. Tell us the truth. You understand? But they didn't want to do that, and so now here we are. We're getting ready to hold the Passover again. And brother, look, I think about it every year that this comes. One day, you never know. We may be up in them walls, in them doors, and you know, I ain't trying to philosophize. I ain't saying that this would happen or this is prophesied to happen, but you just gotta imagine. You gotta imagine that day when we in the Passover and we partying and we getting down with the lamb and the unleavened bread, and then outside it's destruction. And we don't even know nothing about it because the Lord hiding us from it. You got to imagine a spectacle like that. And now that may seem hard to believe, right? But let me ask y'all a question. Y'all know the story of Noah. Noah's Ark.
Okay.
What happened? What happened with Noah's Ark?
So I got one.
Mm-hmm.
He built an ark and he went up there with his family and like a male and female animal.
Mm-hmm. Yo, that's the story, right? But I need a little bit more for the topic, right? So the Lord told him to build an ark because he told him that he was going to destroy this place.
Okay.
Did Noah know when the Lord was going to destroy it?
Wow.
He didn't know. He didn't know. But he knew that because of what was told to him that he had a job to do. Okay. And he did the job. And so as he worked and built this ark the same way that you work and build schools, the same way you sitting in this class right now, the rest of the people did what? Mm-hmm. They watched and did what also? They criticized and murmured and talked trash. They said, "Wait, CJ, what you doing with all that black on, bro? You look weird, bro. You look weird and all that. Talking about multiple wives, talking about not celebrating Christmas no more, not celebrating birthdays, bro. You a whole op out here now, bro." That's what they did to Noah. But then one day it started to what? It started raining. Right? And on the first day it started raining. People ain't sweated because it rained before. They say bad days come, go, right? But then after some time, it didn't let up. And when it started to not let up, what can you imagine happened?
Like, scared.
They were scared and they did what?
They realized that he was right. And
then they did what?
They wanted to get on the book.
And the doors were shut. They knocking on the door. Water up to they stomach. And they banging on the door. Yaramot. Hawan. Nah, bro, I'm trying to get into class now. Nah, bro. I'm trying to, where the class is at? They pulling up. I always prayed that it be like that. I always prayed that the Lord, like, when everybody like driving to the school in Durham, like let everything be there, but the school just be uprooted. The Jones is not there. The building is completely gone. Like it ain't no bricks, no nothing. It's just an empty space. They come to Goldsboro. I think this is it right here. I think this is the house right here. And the whole house is gone. Everything. It's gone. Charlotte building, gone. The headquarters in New York, gone. It's in Fayetteville, gone. It's just gone. It's not there. And they online. I asked you, what was it, bro? Bro, I think it was just type Hebrew. It's no, bro. It ain't just Hebrew Israelite. Bro, what was it, bro? Call somebody. It's ISU. It was ISUPK. Oh, yeah, that's right. ISUPK.com. Domain not available. Gone. Go to YouTube. ISUPK. Nothing. Search history not found. Gone. Now you banging. Now you begging to come in here. You begging to get into the doors of that Passover when it was open. And we told you. Noah told them what the Lord has said. And they didn't believe it. And one day it's going to start raining. And brother, I pray that we in that Passover and we going to be jamming, bro. We're going to be lit. No doubt. You understand? And all of this stuff that we about to break down, it's going to be happening outside. And this in the Bible. So now, for all you Christians out there, you claim to believe in the Bible. This is also in the Bible. But no sweat. Just like in the time of Noah, we're going to continue building. Keep going.
Verse 2. Mm-hmm. A day of darkness and of gloominess. A day of clouds and of thick darkness.
So when Christ comes back, it's going to be a day of darkness and gloominess. A day of clouds and a thick darkness. It's going to be dark. It's going to be like a certain thick dust that come over the clouds. Like imagine you in the valley of Utah and all you see is clouds coming in from it's encompassing the whole sky. It's going to be dark. Keep going.
As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people, and a strong, they have not been ever the light.
There's gonna be like you're gonna see a great people and a strong that you have never seen before. Like this people is gonna be something like out of a movie that you've seen. Keep going.
Neither shall be any more after it. Even to the years of many generations.
I mean, you ain't gonna see like after this, after the Lord give us these glorified bodies, you ain't gonna see nothing like this ever again. Keep going.
Verse 3. The fire devoured.
Now you gotta paint this in your head. Paint this picture like it's a movie scene. It says a fire devoureth before them, right? Meaning in front of us is fire burning everything. Keep going.
And behind them a flame burning.
And behind them another flame burneth, because everything is on fire. Keep going.
The land is as the Garden of Eden.
The land is as the Garden of Eden. Keep going.
Before them. And behind them. A desolate wilderness.
Meaning what we have in front of us is beautiful. What we're about to build, that Garden of Eden is what? The new kingdom. Meaning all this destruction that's behind us, everything that we're leaving behind, the past life, the rape, the rob, the murder, all of this stuff behind us is desolate. It's being destroyed. Everything. But in front of us, we got work to do, and it's beautiful. Keep going.
Yea. And nothing shall escape them.
Nothing shall escape us, because we're going to be hunting. Keep going.
Verse 4. The appearance of them. It says the appearance of horses.
Meaning the way we look is majestic. You understand? The way that we look is majestic. You see horses in the field, and you can't help but to look at them. You're just like, damn, look at the horses run. That's how we gonna look. Keep going.
And as horsemen, so shall they run.
Be there. We gonna run as fast as horses. That ain't no joke. Like our bodies are very much encompassed for what we could do. We're very restricted. You hear about brothers like Samson and how strong Samson was. It wasn't because Samson was extraordinary, right? These brothers had different bodies back then. They lived a lot longer. But because of the sin that we kept putting on ourselves, because generations of eating these foods, generations of serving other gods, our restrictions has started to gain on us even more. You're seeing it today. You can't tell me, be honest with yourself. When you look at our generation, like our great grandparents, right? When you look at them, be honest, bro. Were they not stronger than us? Were they not strong? Were our great grandparents not stronger than what we are today? They were. They building houses with their bare hands. They working with the hand. They doing stuff. At the age of 14, they was like grown men. Now today, being grown is like you got to be damn near 27, 28 before you a grown man. Back in the day, when you was 13, you was a grown man. Damn near about to go to war. But after generation after generation, we get weaker and weaker and weaker because we listening to our oppressor and he's making us weak. But in this day, we ain't going to be weak no more. We going to be grown men again. And we going to run as fast as horses. Keep going.
Verse 5. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains, shall they leap. Like the noise of a flame, a fire, that devours the stubble.
Now you gotta be able to imagine is that flame that there it's like we gonna be moving like them Naruto flicks, son. Like they just moving, just gone, jumping and running and going. You know why? Because we hunting, we working. You understand? Keep going.
As a strong people set in battle array.
As a strong people set in battle array. Y'all know what that is. You understand? That's when we in our ranks. You understand? As men of war. That Hebrew Academy, when you graduate and you get that cover and you stand in your rank, you understand, and you march and you give that cadence, Babylon is falling. No cowards in our camp. And you march and you hold that shofar and you hold that chalice and you hold that sword and you march and you yum saw, shama'al saw, hapak saw, and you hold them cadences and you don't break your rank. And when you get that cover and it say men of war, brother, Come on. Keep going.
Verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
Before their face,
Mm-hmm.
the people shall be much pain.
Meaning what we're going to see is a lot of pain in everyone's face. Everybody going to be in pain. Keep going.
All faces shall gather blackness.
All their faces shall gather blackness. You understand? Revelation 9 and 12 say, one woe has passed, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter. Woe means great destruction, right? Great destruction has passed. World War I has passed, and there cometh two more. But in Revelation 11 and 14, it say the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. World War II has passed. World War III cometh quickly. Hold on one second. Read that what you had one more time. Remember that. World War III cometh quickly.
Verse 6. Before their face, the people shall be much pain. All faces shall gather blackness.
Why should our faces gather blackness? Why would their faces gather blackness? All right here. I'm going to tell you why right here. Zechariah chapter 14 and verse 12. Right? Their faces will gather blackness. Why? Because when thermonuclear warfare starts and them bombs start to drop, you're going to see what? You're going to see the soot start to gather on their face. You're going to see the darkness from the rubble, from the concrete breaking down, start to gather all over on their face. You understand? And they're going to be so much in pain because of all of this destruction that's happening around them. And we're going to see all of this. And we're going to be working. Hold on, I'm looking for one more scripture. Hold on. Let me see. I need Zechariah chapter 14 and verse 12. Hold on. Right? I need Zechariah 14 and 12 and then Jeremiah 16 and 16. Right? So once we see in his face and that they gathering blackness, which, like I said, is that soot that is covering their face from thermonuclear warfare. Remember, we just read in Revelations that World War II has passed and World War III cometh quickly. Right? So give me Zechariah chapter 14 and verse 12.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 14, verse 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem.
Remember what we read back in Obadiah when it said that they enter into the gates of Jerusalem and they laid waste. Back in that, the Bible said that they said, raise it, which means to tear down, O Jerusalem, even to the foundation. That's what the Bible said that our oppressor said against us. So now the Lord is saying, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Keep going.
Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet.
It says their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. Keep going.
And their eyes shall consume away in their holes. In their tongue.
And their eyes shall consume away in their holes. Keep going.
And their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
And their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. What is this talking about? Thermonuclear warfare. When them bombs drop, you ever seen Terminator? When that woman was hanging onto that fence, what happened? She's standing there, but her skin disintegrating, her eyes disintegrating, her tongue disintegrating, her mouth. You understand? Because she getting burnt. It's called a fervent heat that is burning you. And this is how the Lord is going to destroy America. This is how he's going to do it. He ain't going to do it with rain and water. He ain't going to do it with a death angel. He going to do it with thermonuclear warfare. And it's just so right. Our whole life in America, we've all been worried about what? Nuclear war. Our whole life. Back in the baby boomers generation, they started building them nuclear bunkers inside their yards. Our whole life, we've been scared of nuclear warfare. Why? Because it's spiritual. Because we know that God, somewhere deep down in our spirit, the earth knows that this place will be destroyed through nuclear warfare, which is why everyone's scared of nuclear warfare. Ain't no one scared of Koreans just floating down and shooting everybody. Ain't no one scared of that. Of Russians just storming the beaches of America and fighting people. Everyone is only scared of a button. That's what everyone's scared of. You should be. Because that's how the Lord is that's how the Lord is choosing to put fear in America's heart. Back in Egypt, it was what? It was the plagues. It was the frogs. It was the lotus. It was the water turning into blood. Well, this time around, it's going to be this. You understand? Give me Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse 16. I just want to make sure that we understand exactly what's going on. So the destruction that we're seeing is thermonuclear warfare, which is prophesied to happen in the Bible. Yeah, you can read it. Come on, 16 to 16.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 16. Behold, I will send for many fishers.
Now, Jeremiah is a prophet. He's telling us that the Lord will send for many fishers, which is what we do now. When you go out to camp, when you hold them debates and you battle and you teach classes, you fishing for men. That's what we doing. We ain't trying to hurt nobody. We ain't trying to kill nobody. We ain't trying to do nothing but fish brothers into the truth. You put the line out there and they grab onto it and they come in here and they put on all black. They pass their officer's test. They graduate Hebrew Academy and then now they won West. Right? Keep going.
Say the Lord. And they shall fish them. And after. I will send for many hunters.
I will send for many hunters. So now we back in Joel chapter 2, where now we hunt them. Keep going.
And they shall hunt them from every mountain.
We're going to hunt them from every mountain. Keep going.
And from every hill.
And from every hill. Keep going.
And out of holes of the rocks.
And out of holes of the rocks. Now, you can stop there. Let me ask you a question. Why would we hunt people out of mountains, hills, and holes that are in the rocks? What are the holes that's in the rocks? Remember, this happens after destruction starts.
Like bunkers.
Because them rich people are going to be in nuclear bunkers. And when they think that they have surpassed nuclear warfare, nuclear destruction, Donald Trump is going to be down in the ground. Bill Gates, is it Bill Gates? Yeah, Bill Gates, he got that bunker out in the mountains. That's junk like $100 million. His bunker is worth like $100 million out in the mountains so that he could survive nuclear warfare. Well, here's the problem. When the new kingdom comes, we're going to have somebody to build it. I'm not building a goddamn thing. I'm not building it. Did Donald Trump build the Trump Tower? I don't think so. So I'm not building it. And here's what's so beautiful and so poetic about the Lord. Like the Lord is the best director of the best movie you've ever seen in your life. He directed this whole thing so beautifully that the poor of Esau, right? The ones who were poor, who they didn't do what Donald Trump did. They didn't have the power to do what the senators did or what the people who owned the banks did, the millionaires and the billionaires did. They didn't have that power. They still going to be punished, but they're going to die quick. They're going to die from nuclear warfare, and then they'll be reborn again in the new kingdom. But the ones who made the laws, the vagrancy laws against black people, the ones who made the Jim Crow laws, the ones who said we were super predators, the ones who raised up abortion clinics, the ones who decided to put our brothers in captivity in the cages, the ones who pushed our brothers, the Native American Indians, on reservations, the ones who were in power and had the money and ran Wall Street and ran the Diamond District and ran Hollywood and ran Beverly Hills, the ones who have those bunkers, those gonna be the workers. Ain't that a flip the script? Like the trailer park trash white people, like you got good news. You're just gonna die. You're just gonna die quick. That's it. But you're strong. That's why the scripture said the wise men of Edom. You're strong. You philosophers. You religious leaders. Pick that cotton. Pick that cotton. You're gonna wish you died. You're going to wish, why, Lord, why I ain't just die in thermonuclear war? You're going to wish. But we going to hunt you from out of those cliffs and those rocks. You understand? And you're going to get put to work. Now go back to Joel chapter 2. Right? Verse 7. No, we read verse 7. Verse 8. Right? So that's what the Lord got to say about that. Keep going.
This book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
Neither shall one thrust another. That shall walk every one his path.
Meaning we walking in our ranks and we don't thrust, we don't bump each other. Right? Which is why we train on how to march. Keep going.
And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded.
Meaning we gonna be invincible. You ain't gonna be able to hurt us. Keep going.
Verse 9. They shall run to and fro in the city.
We're gonna run from city to city. Keep going.
They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows. Like a thief.
Like a thief, we gonna climb into the windows and we grabbing you out. Come on, it's time to go. Report. Go over here to Officer Hawan location. He over this zone right here. Go over here to young man CJ location. He running this zone over here. Report. Go. But where's my fam? Go. Now. Get my whip. Hurry up. You understand? Keep going.
The earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark.
The sun and the moon gonna be dark. It's still a dark day. Keep going.
And the stars shall withdraw their shining.
Keep going. That's self-explanatory. Keep going.
Verse 11. And the Lord shall utter his voice before his army.
The Lord shall utter his voice before his army. Right? The Lord wants an army. That's why I don't understand the Christian church. Where is the Christian church army at? Where's the ranks? This talking about ranks and not thrusting each other and killing and hunting and running fast. Go ask your Christian pastor, when the last time you ran at full speed? You don't even know. He'll catch a cramp trying to jog. Right? The Lord wants men of war. He wants hunters. He wants an army. That's what he wants. He wants an army to command. Keep going.
For his camp is very great.
For his camp is very great. The camp and our camps is great, but they gonna be very great in this day. Keep going. For he is strong. Verse 11.
For he is strong. And executeth his word.
For he is strong and executeth his word. Meaning to get to get this by, to be in this position, you got to do what the Lord said to do. Keep going.
For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible. And who can abide it?
Keep going.
Verse 12.
Let me see. Drop down to Let me see. I think we missed the part. Hold on 1 second. Or go to Joel chapter 3. Go to chapter 3.
Okay.
Hold on. Read verse. You start at verse 1.
Okay. This book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, in those days, and in that time, when I shall break again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. Verse 2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down in the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Right. So go back to chapter 2 and verse 7. Right. But they will be brought into the battle of Jehoshaphat, and the Lord will plead with them for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and have parted my land. In the battle of Jehoshaphat, the Lord is going to plead. And you know how the Lord pleads with you. He kill you. That's his plea. That's you ever heard of a plea deal? The plea deal is you die. That's it. Because you did what you did. And that's the best you can get. So go back to verse 7.
This book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 7. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall. Like men of war.
Like men of war. That's the part that I wanted. Right? Like men of war. That's why when you graduate Hebrew Academy, your cover say what? Men of war. Everything that we do in the UPK is biblical. Everything, every single thing that we do, from the headpieces that we wear, from the headpieces that sisters wear when they cover their hair, when they inside of the class on the temple, right? The way that we dress. The Bible say that the young men wore like apparel in the streets. That's what the Bible says. So when they say, why y'all dress so militant? Because the Bible says so, idiot. It says we wore like apparel because we were ready for war. At any point in time, we were ready to defend our people or to hold our duty unto the Lord, whenever that day come. Understand? I'm gonna get one more scripture. All right, we're gonna end off on this. Give me Amos chapter 5 and verse 18. Because remember, everybody is asking for Christ to come back. All your Christian pastor, evangelist, Protestant, Catholic, all of them asking for the Lord to come back. You understand? Okay. But we're going to see what that's really like when he do come back. Keep going or read.
It's the book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 18. Woe to you that desire the day of the Lord.
Remember, woe means great destruction. So the Lord said, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. You asking for it. Keep going.
To what end is it for you?
But what does that mean for you, Uncle? What that mean for you, Pastor John Willie? What that mean for you when Christ come back? But you begging for this thing to happen. Keep going.
The day of the Lord is darkness and not light.
The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. It ain't what you think it is. It ain't sweet when Christ come back. It ain't sweet then. You understand? Everything gonna be really real in that day. You understand? It's gonna be a lot of people gonna have to pay for a lot of things that they did. A lot of people gonna have to pay for the destruction that they laid on black people. All of the murder, all of the hate, all of the torment, all of the robbery that you've done, all the Christmases that you celebrated. You heard the truth and you still went to go celebrate Christmas? You still went to go sleep with white women? And you heard the truth. You still decided to commit adultery on your husband and sleep with some other man. You're going to have to pay for that. Ain't nothing. How many of y'all ever heard ain't nothing in this world free? It ain't. So you may think you got the option to do what you want to do. You may think you got the option to smoke weed and sell drugs and murder, but you don't. You have to pay for everything that you do. Everything you touch come with a price. Okay. You understand? So what does that day mean for you? Keep reading.
Verse 19. It is if a man did flee from a lion in a bear.
Imagine in that day, imagine you walk out these doors and you and a lion right there roaring to you, like, rah, and you take off running and you run into the front yard and then a bear right there growling at you. Like, damn, you can't get away from it. You running from one bad thing to a worse thing. Keep going.
Or went into the house.
And now you run into the house. So now you got away from a bear and a lion, you ran into the house. Keep going.
And leaned his hand on the wall.
And now you put your hand on the wall because you tired. You tired. You put your hand on the wall, try to catch your breath. You just ran from a bear and a lion. Keep going.
And a serpent bit him.
And then you get bit by a snake. Like, that's the day of the Lord. You think you running from it, but you're not. You think you running from judgment. You think you running from justice, but you can't. And when Christ come back, there is no escaping it, man. You understand? There is no escaping. And I read the rest. It says, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. So you hold that Easter if you want to. You hold that Christmas if you want to. Christmas in the Bible is in the Bible that to not celebrate it. In Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 2, it say, do not top the tree out the forest and nail it into your house and deck it with silver and gold. It say, don't do that. So you do it if you want to. singing your songs and your melodies to these false gods, man. You understand? Holding Easter so stupid. You teaching your children stupid things. Bunnies don't lay eggs, Akil. They don't. What kind of perverted, misconstrued, animalistic, bestialic, just wicked stuff is that? Bunnies don't lay eggs. So why are you trying to teach your children right things, but you glorify a lie? You teach your children you all year you teach your children to stay away from strangers. And then December 25th come and you got them sitting on some stranger's lap, taking pictures. They don't know that stranger. And what that teach them? They teach them to be jolly, teach them to just love everything and love everybody that got lights and good song coming right to you. And then that's how your children get kidnapped. Because they think that everything is beautiful, is good, and it ain't. You understand what you got?
It's like that one.
Mm-hmm.
It's so heavy what you're saying because it's like you said about Christmas sitting on the lap. It's like they say don't talk to strangers, but they have their kids going to get candy from a stranger's house. A pedophile at that, that probably is playing on their children, and they send their kids straight to the house.
I mean, forget about it. Forget about it. I mean, just Google how many children go missing during Halloween. Just Google how many children have to go to the emergency room because there was a razor blade in they chocolate. Forget about it, right? You would think that as a parent, you loved your children enough to not give them razor blade candy. Like I remember when I first heard that, and I was a child myself, and even in my feeble mind, I some part of me thought, "Oh, that's the end of Halloween." Some part of me thought like that's the end of trick-or-treating. Because what parent in their right mind, after being exposed, and you dodged the bullet, if you heard that someone died because they ate a razor blade or had some drugs put inside their candy, if you just heard it, you would think that you did what? You dodged the bullet. They didn't want your child. So you would think, I'm never sending my child out there again. Like, I'm going to set up Halloween in the crib. Like, I'm going to have everybody go to the room and I'm going to put buckets of my own candy on the doors and have them knock and just get their own candy. But of course, we are so much of a slave in America that we turn right around next year and you send your children out to go potentially be the next victim, to potentially be the next child dead because of bad Halloween candy. You understand? And it's so disgusting. And Halloween don't mean not a damn thing. That don't give no strength to black people. It don't give strength to nothing for us. You celebrate 4th of July, who that gives strength to? America. It gives them more strength to oppress you. You celebrate Thanksgiving, who that gives strength to? America. It gives them more strength to oppress you. Christmas give more strength to America. That's when they get rich. That's why they have Black Friday around that time, because they know that during the holiday season, you going to replenish all of the money because you're stupid and you like lights and dumb songs like a child. You like a big kid. Like you Christmas they say Christmas is a birth of Jesus Christ, right? Yeah. December 25th. Yeah. Christ was born in the springtime. He was born in the Abib. They said that the sheep were herding the field. He was born during tax time, the spring. How is his birthday in the dead center of winter? None of it makes sense. None of it. Uh-huh. Who? I don't know. I know it ain't Christ, because Christ didn't celebrate his birthday. Christ said it is better to celebrate the end of a man's life than the beginning. Why? Because you celebrating a baby that's born, that baby gonna grow up and be who? He gonna be Jeffrey Dahmer. You celebrating him for what? He ain't did nothing. It's better to celebrate what a man does in his years, what he accomplishes, what she accomplishes in her years, rather than just to celebrate because she was born. You understand? That ain't, not to say that you shouldn't celebrate when you have a child. There's nothing wrong with celebrating the birth of a child. He came out healthy. You want to throw a party for the birth of your child, for you, do it. But you don't want to spoil your child by making them think that every year they deserve gifts because they did absolutely not a damn thing. They didn't do nothing. You had to carry the baby for 9 months. Your seed had to impregnate a woman. You the one that got to deal with raising that child. That child can't raise itself. If anyone needs recognition, it's you. You the one that's doing it. And then when that child gets older, then they can put in some work they damn self. And then they can be celebrated for the things that they do. Not because they scream. What is that doing for anybody? You understand? Nothing. But that is all part of the misteaching and the misguidance of the Christian church, man. But all of that stuff is gonna be, dealt with. I'll finish this off. It says, though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them, neither will I regard your peace offerings of your fat beast, that Thanksgiving, that turkey, that ham, that they always sit on the middle of the table. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy vows. You understand? The Lord don't give a damn about your Christmas carols. He don't care about your songs. He don't care about none of that. But he does want an army of men. He does want an army of the Lord who knows how to follow his orders, the ranks filled with righteous men who understand their duty in this place. And of course, our duty is to serve the Lord, as it said in King Solomon. King Solomon asks, what is the whole duty of man? It's to love the Lord with all their heart and to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. I'm paraphrasing. And that's what is taught in the Israelite school of UPK. You understand? And with that, if this is my last class, then next time I see y'all, Israel will be at the Lord's 54th annual Passover. And y'all give it up for the Lord's 54th annual Passover. We're going to walk it out. And you understand? It's going to be glorious. Like I said, make sure y'all in the building. Make sure y'all there for all the events, the lamb slaughter on Wednesday, the tour. Is it the tour on Thursday? Yeah, the tour on Thursday, the Stagver plantation on Thursday, and then of course Thursday night, that all black party. Y'all better be up in there with your flyers fit, come dress, impress, whatever to shock the whole universe. Do what you gotta do. All the chain. Look, put on all your chains, man. Put on all your chains. This is the one place on earth you can wear all your chains and ain't nobody gonna touch you. Wear all your chains. You understand? Sisters, y'all get fly. Put on the fly gear, whatever y'all put on, the red bottoms, I don't know. Whatever sisters, baby fat, I think. That's what women wear? Nah, playing. Right? But get ready for the all-black party Friday. We got the children's party at Adventure Landing. Take all the children to the Adventure Landing. Let them get down. Let them get loose, you understand, and have a good time. That night, General Muhammad scripture breakdown class, that's going to be popping. The whole, you better get there early. You're going to be standing up for 2.5 hours. You better get there early and sit down in the seat, or you're going to be standing up. It's going to be packed. I'm probably going to be outside watching on the phone. It's going to be so damn packed, but you don't want to miss that. Then we definitely going to hit the street Saturday night, the Lord's 54th annual Passover. Make sure you in the building. Get there early, get in the seats. Hold it for the Lord, man. Go through the Sabbath service with Commander General Yohana. We got a lot of things in store. You understand? For you, Commander General Yohana got a lot of things in store for this year's Passover. It's going to be glorious. And at 12 o'clock after that, we still hanging with the Akim. We ain't going to sleep. You heard it here first from Yarmak. Sunday, the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Same thing. We're going to do it for the Lord, and we're going to do it. We're going to do it up, and we're going to do it right. And it's going to be the most glorious time, ever in the history of ever, because we're doing it right now with each other, and we're going to get it on, man. But if there ain't no other questions, then with that, I'm going to go ahead and give the class. Shalom.